Mark Mix joins me now. Mark, thanks a lot for joining us.
Lars, sorry I'm a little late. I apologize, but it's good to be on with you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Well, we got a couple of minutes left, and I wanted to get those to you because one of the concerns about Joe Biden that hasn't been one of the top issues talked about in the coverage, but it's a top issue for me. I want everybody in America to have the right to join a union or not join a union. The majority of states honor your right to work, whether you belong to a union or not. The minority of states do not. What's going to happen if Joe Biden tonight becomes president of the United States?
Well, Lars, he has indicated that he supports a bill called the PRO Act, it's the so-called Protecting Rights to Organize, which are already protected in America. If you want to organize a union, you can do that. But what the primary objective of that bill is, Lars, that's already passed the House of Representatives in February of this year, is to repeal the 27 right-to-work laws across the country. That's Article number 1. Article number 2 is impose card check unionization. Lars, you and I have talked about that in the past.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Which is the elimination of the secret ballot election for union certification. There's penalties for employers who, quote, stand in the way or object to unionization, civil penalties. There's imposition of federal contracts on private businesses. If they can't negotiate a contract within 60 to 90 days, the government will impose contracts. That's what labor policy would look like under a Joe Biden presidency.
Well, just so people understand, under card check, let's say I'm working at a non-union workplace and somebody says, let's organize a union. And I say, I'm not in favor of that. And they say, but Lars, here's this card. If you put your name down on the card and you sign it, all you're saying is you want to have an election. That's how they present it. And yet, if I sign my name to that card, I can find myself under a union, even though I'm not in favor of the union, correct?
That's right. That would be classified as a vote. And once they get the requisite number, 50% plus 1, they give them to your employer, and your employer must recognize the union to bargain on behalf of, quote unquote, everyone in the union. Even you, Lars, when you said you didn't want to be part of it, you're then forced into that association.
And I was. I've admitted my bias, Mark, that I was once forced to be I was hired to a job, showed up, and they said, you're going to be in the union. I said, I don't want to be. And they said, well, you have to be. I don't want people to have that. It would be like if somebody came to me and said, Lars, are you in favor of having a presidential election? Joe Biden is running. And I said, yeah, I'm in favor of having the election, but I'm not voting for Biden. I signed the card, and I find myself, I've already voted for Joe Biden, and I didn't even know I did it. That's the kind of sneaky business that I have to say the unions engage in on a regular basis. I don't want them to do that to other people.
Yeah, that's right, Lars. And the other piece of that puzzle is the Senate and the Senate filibuster. You know, we defeated the card check bill back in 2010 when the Democrats had 60 votes in the United States Senate. We barely beat it. But they're talking about doing away with the filibuster. And if they do away with the filibuster, that takes out right to work on a majority vote in the Senate on a bill that's already passed in the House under Nancy Pelosi with a Biden presidency who said he would sign the bill.
That doesn't make any sense at all. Mark Mix is the president of the National Right to Work Committee. Mark, it's always a pleasure to have you on the program.